How's it going, everyone? Matt Roberts from Salt Lake City Bookkeeping. Today I'm going to do a QuickBooks demonstration for you guys on setting up 1099 contractors in QuickBooks. There's basically a three-step process. We're going to go over changing the preferences in QuickBooks so that it knows we want to issue 1099s, marking a vendor as eligible for a 1099, and how to print your 1099s and 1096. So let's start with the preferences. If you go to Edit, Preferences, and you look at your list here, at the bottom is Tax 1099. My Preferences tab has nothing. Company Preferences tab, this is where you're going to make your changes. You want to make sure Yes is selected here. We do file 1099 forms. Under, these are all your various 1099 categories. You should go over with your CPA which one pertains to you, or maybe there's multiple. I'm going to go over the most common, Box 7, non-employee compensation. You can go ahead and link to an account. Let's just say it's just subcontractor expenses. Well, you can do that. A lot of times it's going to be multiple accounts, and so you can select at the very top multiple, and you can see I have both legal fees and I also have subcontractor services checked. This will work well for our example. After you've got the preferences set, you're going to go ahead and mark your vendor as eligible for a 1099. In the vendor center, go to one of your vendors that needs a 1099. In our case, Bob Sacramento. He's our go-to contractor. If you double click on him, make sure that the address is filled out just like it is on the W-9 form that you get from him, which is what you need to get from a contractor. On the additional info tab, what you want to do is select vendor eligible for 1099 and put his tax ID in. That will allow QuickBooks to print it correctly. Last step in the process is actually printing the 1099. If you go to File, Print Forms, at the very bottom is 1099s 96. And what you can do is run a report. It's going to show you all of the eligible ones. And the map accounts is the same thing we already went over, just a different way to get there. So if you need to change that, you can. You can run your report. We can look at this calendar year, and it's going to show us all the ones that show up. Now, right here, you'll notice Jackie Chow's Law Firm, no tax ID on file. So it's a good report to run to make sure everything is in there. So you obviously have to get his tax ID. And then lastly, what you do is print your 1099s. And if we do it for this year, hit OK, we can see we have two. Now, valid ID and valid address. Bob is good, Jackie no good. We need to fix these two issues before we print them. But as an example, let's just look at how they'd show up. This, you can see, this is going to print off on a pre-printed form, so you'll have to buy those. Any office supply store has them. And it's got our info there, and it all looks good. It's ready to print. Your 1096 is just right here, again on a pre-printed form. Very simple. So hopefully this little lesson helped you today. If you guys have any questions on this and or any other QuickBooks questions, feel free to reach out. Have a good day.